Hello.
Welcome back
Welcome.
to
Welcome,
episode 8.
Episode 8.
8.
These episodes are flying through, man. They're flying through.
Close to that
it's
double
insane.
digits.
Yeah, we're getting there, right? We're climbing. Only 2 more weeks. Jeez. Crazy.
Anyways,
Crazy to think.
I hope everyone's having a lovely week.
yeah.
How are you doing, Raammo?
I'm doing okay. How are you? How you been? How you been this past little week? What have you been up to?
Oh,
Anything much?
Not really. Bajo is sick, so I'm kind of taking
Fun.
care of him.
Yeah.
But there's a lot to do for like a household in general. And so having to do it only for like
on your own,
on my own, I am tired.
Yep. You don't realize how much that actually is. Like,
I had no idea.
You just think, oh, we put the dishwasher on, or we sort of vacuum on. No, it's a lot. It's a lot.
I am sick of the dishwasher. I am so done with laundry. I'm done.
I just did 2 loads worth of laundry, and I've got to repack the dishwasher after we finish recording this. So I'm sort of know how you feel. I've already had a packed day and stuff like that. I've been to work this morning, got a haircut, come home, did a couple of things, start the podcast.
Yeah.
It's never ending, unfortunately. Never ending.
That's okay.
But yeah.
I'm alive, so that's good.
But yeah, that's it. And I guess the good thing is we've got a pretty stacked podcast today, I think. We've got a fair few topics to get through. Yeah. Now, I do want a forewarning with this. We're going to go into some things with BlizzCon. I'm no Blizzard fanboy by any means.
Mm-hmm.
The only Blizzard game that I've ever really played is Overwatch, and I sort of play that very casually. So we're going to go into some of the news that came out with BlizzCon. I'm not going to go too in-depth with a lot of the things. We're just sort of going to list the major announcements that happened, I guess. We can link a couple of articles below in the description for the YouTube video, so that if you guys do want to, you can probably go and find out more info on that stuff. But we're sort of just going to go into the little... Just scratch the surface, I guess, is the best way to put it. But did you want to start off, Jenz, with topic number 1 about Riot Games and Valorant and stuff, I guess?
Yes, I shall. Well, Riot, who make Valorant, are kicking off the year with an ambitious year-long esports circuit called the Valorant Champions Tour, which isn't surprising, really, coming from Valorant, because it is such a competitive game. And I think it'll do great for esports. There must have been some Valorant tournaments, but I guess this is
I think when it first came out, a lot of the streamers, at least that I saw playing it, sort of made their own little for fun tournaments. They weren't anything competitive, or they were competitive, but they weren't anything with massive prize pools and stuff like that a lot of esports tournaments sort of revolve around. And as of recent, actually, I have seen a lot more. There's sort of it's been a roller coaster, I guess, with Valorant and their viewing numbers at least, or their gameplay numbers. Because when it first came out, obviously everyone was playing it and stuff like that, and then it sort of died off. But as of recent, I've seen a lot more streamers picking it up and playing it again, which is pretty good to see, I think.
Yeah, it's a solid game. I mean, we used to play a lot of it offline.
There's so many other games to play though, Jenz. It's we played it, a couple of times a week here and there, just casually for fun. But now there's we
have a rotation of games that we go through.
Yeah.
So now in the siege
we have phases. With the new season coming out in a couple of weeks, hopefully. We'll start to get back to that. But sorry, continue as you were.
So yes, there is going to be this whole year-long esports thing, and then alongside with that, they're also doing this academy, I guess, called the VCT Game Changers, which will host monthly tournaments, giving players more opportunities to compete at semi-pro and grassroots levels. So
grassroots,
that's great. The academy is actually organized by a Valorant community called the Valorants. So they're largely female run, which is great because esports, gaming, I guess, is always daunting, but then
just gaming in general is a very male dominated sort of
I mean, it's changed. It's changed a lot
and stuff like that. It's changed massively, from what it used to be at least. But
I think esports is still
esports is still very male dominated. Yeah. Like there's tons of female gamers or people that identify as female or somewhere in the middle and stuff like that play video games and things, but they don't play it professionally like an esports. So they play it casually. And so, to see a lot more females or, I guess anyone other than male getting into esports and stuff like that, is pretty fun.
I love seeing that, especially in Valorant, where it's very toxic in Valorant. Like,
yes. Well, I mean, not just Valorant. I feel any online multiplayer game, competitive or not, if unfortunately to say, I honestly, I've experienced some of it too, like just being in lobbies with you and stuff like that. If people find out that there's like a female in the lobby or something like that, the amount of just toxicity that comes out is insane. It's ridiculous. Which is why a lot of I guess female gamers and stuff like that don't like having voice chat on, or they don't like having any of the text things on, just to sort of try and steer clear of it, which is a horrible thing to have to go through.
Like I never realized. I was playing COD with Bajo like offline at one stage, and he was like doing voice chat, and then I'd reply in text, and he was like, "Why aren't you using voice chat?" Like, I just never do, because
you never. Yeah, it doesn't realize until you actually sit down and think, like, "Holy shit, that's why I do it." Like,
I just don't,
because I don't want to be blasted by like Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, we're going off topic.
having said that too, I did read in that article that we pulled some of this info from that Dark Zero, which is quite a large esports team, they actually when they sort of first started doing actual competitive, proper esports setup Valorant games, they actually, I guess, set the field, I'll say in quotations, but their team was made up of like a mix of both male and female players and stuff like that. It wasn't just one or the other, which is, I think, the first I've ever heard of it. I want to say, like, having watched a fair bit of like Siege esports and a bit of like Counter-Strike and things like that in the past. Typically, it's just one or the other. Like, they'll have like a male sort of competition and then like a female competition, and split them up. So this is, I think, the first time that I've ever heard of them ever merging them and able having people being able to do mixed teams, I guess.
Yeah, I mean,
which is pretty cool.
We're not esports experts, so there's probably, if there has been
some other
with mixed genders, we apologize. This is just from our plain knowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, having said that, like I said, the only ones I've ever watched like Rainbow Six or Counter-Strike, they're quite large, esports tournaments. So there's hundreds of them that are like, semi-professional or like, sort of grassroots esports things that could have had it. I'm not sure.
Yeah. But this is great news.
But yeah.
And I can't wait to see what happens, really.
Yeah, I always like putting esports on in the background. I feel like it's good to just have on like on the side monitor and things like that. Yeah. When I'm doing some uni work and things, so it's cool. It's good. It gives me something to watch when uni comes back next week.
Yeah. Oh dear, so close.
Don't start me. Yeah.
I guess, do you want to start off the next topic?
Yeah. I guess we'll just jump into the BlizzCon sort of announcements. So BlizzCon was a couple of days ago. When was it?
I think it was over the weekend.
It was the 19th and 20th. Yeah, so it would have been last weekend, about 4 or 5 days ago now. Probably about a week since when you're hearing this, because it goes up a week after we record. But yeah, there was a couple of large announcements, revolving around all of Blizzard's, I guess, big IPs and whatnot. So I guess we'll just start off with like Shadowlands.
Wait. Can we start off with the actual show and what happened during?
What do you mean?
The show.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Because we have to.
How could I be so rude? Okay, yeah. So when we were researching this, one of the first headlines that I saw was that they had Metallica at the Blizzard Online event. Like, they had a live performance of Metallica. And on the Twitch Gaming Twitch page, so not Twitch's like official sort of Twitch page. There's one called Twitch and then there's another called Twitch Gaming. On the Twitch Gaming Twitch page, they were live streaming the Blizzard event and stuff like that. when Metallica started playing, they had about maybe 15 seconds of their song before they then put up on the Twitch gaming page. They muted the video, they muted the audio for the Metallica song, and just played this like, how did they describe it? Plinky plonky sort of audio. We might have it up behind us in the YouTube video, sort of just quieten down the video. But it is just so perfect. Like, just to have a Metallica band, like, you know, a metal band or you know, heavy metal band and stuff like that, to have them just mute it and then play something so cute and, like, you know, just amusing like that. I think
one of the comments was like, going from the depths of hell to Animal Crossing in like a second.
Basically, yeah. Basically, that's exactly how I would describe it. Like, because he just starts off, like I said, you hear about 15 seconds of the intro, and it is just like mean guitar riffs and sort of like, you know, letting them play out and things like that. And you can sort of hear the drum starting to build. And then all of a sudden it just cuts and it sounds like it's ripped basically out of Animal Crossing. It's just very amusing.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. But then the real show started. So they announced, first off, with World of Warcraft Shadowlands, its next big update was announced, and it's going to be called Chains of Domination. No idea what it entails. I'm assuming it's going to be like any old sort of World of Warcraft update. There's going to be a couple of new raids and a new boss, something like that, you know, enough to keep you going for a couple of months, I guess. And then they also announced some updates to WoW Classic. So WoW Classic is a completely separate game to, you know, all of the modern day World of Warcraft stuff. So they play on different servers and all this jazz, you know. But for WoW Classic, they announced that the Burning Crusade is getting a classic service. Which Burning Crusade was, I think, the first World of Warcraft expansion, which is, you know, pretty big. And with that, obviously, because you need to be, I think, level 60 to do a couple of the raids or things like that, you know, a couple of the bosses, something like that. I'm no World of Warcraft player. I don't know. Someone correct me in the comments.
I think that's right.
But yeah, I think it's right. But if you don't yet have a level 60 character, Blizzard's going to let you boost your character, one character, or however many you want if you want to pay multiple times, but they're going to let you boost whatever character you select to pay with to level 60 for, you know, some form of price. I'm not sure what exact price. Is this a surprise to you, Jenz?
I feel like that's a normal thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
It
just feels like back in the day, WoW Classic, there was no way you could like boost your character like that without actually playing the game.
Yeah.
So this feels a bit cheap, but it's also like, I understand why they did it, because I think a lot of the people that are going to be playing WoW Classic these days, the people that have played it since it came out, you know, back in 2007 or whenever it was, you know, obviously they're grown up now. They have, you know, probably full-time jobs and things like that. They don't have the spare time to just sink into WoW like they did when they were like a teenager and things. So I sort of understand that aspect of it, but it's also like, you got to pay for it, you know?
I don't know.
You got to pay for it along with your monthly subscription to World of Warcraft Classic. It's like,
look, gaming ain't cheap, all right?
Yeah, not anymore, unfortunately. It's an ongoing subscription service, it feels like, for a lot of games these days. But yeah, going on, with the Burning Crusade update as well, they're also changing how the bosses work from when it originally released back in 2007. They're going to make them a lot harder for this WoW Classic expansion, or I guess update, whatever you want to call it. Just because people these days are, you know, a lot better at the game than what they used to be back then. Like, people were still discovering how to play the game back in 2007. Everyone knows how to play it now, especially the people that are playing WoW Classic. You know, they've sunk hundreds of hours into this game, so they know what they're doing. So they're going to make the bosses and things a bit harder, you know, to sort of, I guess, balance out the players, and, you know, to make it a bit more of a rewarding experience, I guess. And then a pretty big update regarding Diablo. The Diablo 2 remake is 100% official, and it's releasing this year. There's no hard release date for it, but there is, you know, it is coming this year, they said. Who knows whether it's going to be in the next 6 months or it's going to be towards the end of the year, but, you know, it's going to be 2021. You can sign up, I think, on the Blizzard website as well shortly to be able to get like access to the alpha, the pre-test alpha and things. So you can be a playtester for Blizzard if you wanted, I guess. I'm not too sure what that entails, but you can probably check out their website and things like that to find out. And then, unfortunately, for a couple of people, there was still no release date or sort of any big announcement for Diablo 4, which leads me to believe, this is my own speculation, but it leads me to believe that it's going to be released next year. I don't feel like it's going to come out this year, especially with Diablo 2 remake also coming out. I feel like they're not going to want to, double dip and have 2 Diablo games in a year. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Please prove me wrong, Blizzard. But I feel like it's going to come out next year.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are excited for the Diablo 2 to come remaster or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I never played.
I think it's a full remaster. I want to say.
Yeah, right.
I've read a little bit of the article, and they're doing like full sort of 3D model remakes and all this sort of stuff. So I feel like it's going to be pretty big. It's not just changing the aspect ratio to be 16:9 and be able to play in 1080p. Like it's going to be a worthwhile sort of remake.
Sweet.
But yeah, and then there was a couple of updates to Hearthstone. Nothing too big that I could see that was sort of worthwhile going into as much as what I've done.
Right, just like an expansion or something.
Yeah, there was like a couple of new cards and things like that. There was a new gameplay mode that was coming out. That was said to be roguelike. Not too sure how a card game can be roguelike, but I'd be interested to see it in play. And then right at the end, there was a couple of things for Overwatch 2. So people got their first good look at Sojourns. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sojourns Railgun, who is going to be a new hero for Overwatch 2, presumably. If I can find some clips, I'll put them up behind us. I'm sure there's some clips. But people got their first good look at that. And then there was a couple of other minor announcements for Overwatch 2. They're sort of tweaking how tanks work and things. They're sort of even considering steering away from the word tank itself and like naming that sort of role something else. I'm not too sure
I wonder why.
But, the article didn't really go into too much detail on it, I don't think. But yeah, that's sort of all there was. There wasn't too much for Overwatch 2. But yeah, that was sort of it for BlizzCon. It did go over 2 days and it was all online this year, obviously because of the COVID pandemic and whatnot. So they weren't having that, and the first time in I think ever, BlizzCon has been free. Typically you have to buy typically you could buy a pass to go to the physical BlizzCon wherever they held it, and then you could also buy a pass to go to BlizzCon online, which gave you sort of behind the scenes access to a bunch of the events and whatnot. But this year, because it was all online, they were just like, nope, we're doing it for free. Everyone can watch along, wherever they choose. You could do it on YouTube, Twitch, the Blizzard official website. They were having rebroadcasts of it, which was quite big because I feel like that'd be a fair bit of money loss,
yeah, but I guess they weren't gonna have
a big company like Blizzard, but
no,
yeah, there's no way they could have done a physical event,
but they already did tickets for online, so I'm like, why don't they just do that? Anyways,
do it again. Yeah, I feel like people would be really annoyed if they did because I feel like they'd sort of have no choice.
I wonder if E3 is going to be online or
E3. They did announce, I think last week or a week and a half ago, I did see a bit about E3. They said that they are, obviously the physical 2021 E3 is cancelled. Like there is no physical way that they can hold an in-person conference for anything. But they said that they're working out with, vendors and, publishers and distributors and all this sort of, stuff.
To try and do an online thing.
They're trying to work out to see how fast they can pivot and do an online only, I
feel like it's going to take so much work, like way more than you expect.
It is, yeah.
To do an online event.
To do such an online event of that scale as well, is going to be pretty crazy. But I feel like they can pull it off. E3 might be a bit later this year because of it, but isn't E3, I think, usually around June or July? It's like the middle of the year, I think.
Closer to PAX,
or is it
because that's why we couldn't go the last time.
Well, it's later. Yeah, okay, yeah. So it might be just after the middle of the year. So around, August, September time. Okay. Yeah, you could be right. So, they might have to push it back a little bit again, but we don't know. There's no real news on it, I don't think. So, yeah. But if there is, come back to the podcast. We'll tell you about it.
Yeah.
We'll find it out.
Hopefully we'll do a reacts, but I won't be muted halfway.
Let's hope so, yeah. For those that don't know, we did a live reaction to the Nintendo Direct that was a week ago now.
We woke up early.
And it's no excuse, Jenz. No excuse. Jenz, she set her recording to 480p for starters, to start with. She set her recording to 480p, recorded an hour-long video reacting to the Direct. And then she was also a second or two behind,
That's
which
not my fault.
No fault to her own. No fault to her own. That's just Australian internet for you, and the way that YouTube and Twitch stream things and whatnot. We can't help that. But what we can help is not muting ourselves, with 20 minutes of the Direct to go, and then finding out after you've hit stop recording. That's something we can't really fix.
Sorry, I've learned my lesson. Never touched the mute button.
So just turn your stream deck around so you have no there's no pressure to touch it. Just don't look at it.
Anyways, next topic.
So
Daft Punk.
Don't make me cry, Jenz. Come on.
This is you wrote this down. We didn't have to talk about this.
Don't make me cry.
So tell me, what happened? What happened?
Well, Monday night, I go to work, I do my stock take, finish at 1 a.m. I come home, and I'm like, I'm still too awake to go to sleep, I'll stay up and I'll watch some Netflix a little bit, tire myself out, and then I'll go to sleep. Hits 3 a.m.
Oh my God.
3 a.m.
How are you awake at 3?
Easy, yeah. No pressure, like I was big chilling. Hits 3 a.m. I'm like, you know what? Let's go to Twitter. Let's have a look what's happening on Twitter right before bed. Probably not the best idea, but sue me. Go on Twitter, see a couple of people posting about Daft Punk. I'm like, this is new. Daft Punk has been quiet for like 8 years. Why now? Go to Reddit. The top of my Reddit page has an official mod post from the Daft Punk subreddit, with a 7-minute video titled Epilogue, which is sort of just a recut of their movie called Electroma, I think it was. I don't want to be wrong, but it's Electroma. A recut of their movie Electroma, the final scene where they're just walking through the desert, and basically Thomas, who for those that don't know is the silver side of Daft Punk, the silver robot, turns around and gets Gaiman to basically hit his self-destruct button and blow up. And it was just this. It was just that 7-minute long video with, a special rendition of Touch from their latest album in there as well. And then it just ends, and it says, with the Pyramid Hands, Daft Punk, 1997 to 2021 or whatever, or 1996, 2021. And that's it. They're apparently Daft Punk have stopped making music. We don't know whether or not it's like a split between the two of them, like whether or not they're broken up or something, or whether or not they just don't want to use their name, but there's no more music for Daft Punk. So I had a good cry that night. Yeah, because for those that don't know, Daft Punk is like my absolute favorite music artist. Literally of all time. If you cut me open, I have silver and gold blood running through me.
That's like the one thing I know about you. It's like Daft Punk, video games,
Spider-Man.
Baby Yoda.
That's basically that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Yeah. That's it. Those 3 things, those 4 things. That's all you need. Oh, and shoes, sneakers too.
Oh, of course.
That's all you need to know about me. But yeah, so I was big sad, And then for the past couple of days, I've been getting sadder and sadder because everyone's just catching on, and they keep posting tweets about them. They keep tagging you. I fucking can't escape. Oh, I know. It was quite sweet though to wake up on Tuesday. Because I slept for quite a while too. Like on Tuesday, I went to bed at like 3:30 in the morning that night. I woke up at about 12:40, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. To so many tags in Discord. Like I had tweets tweeted at me. I had just everything. And I still can't escape it because every time I open Reddit, there's someone posting like a new tribute, or like I open Instagram, there's a bunch of people posting a new tribute. I follow a bunch of like fan accounts on Instagram that, people on Etsy that make, custom Daft Punk helmets, all that sort of thing. They've been going crazy, and I really want one of those helmets. So I'm trying to save up some money. I've been wanting one for ages, but they're crazy priced. And so I feel like now's as good a time as any to sort of bite the bullet and do it, I guess. But yeah, that was Depresso Espresso is the only way I can sort of put it into words, I think. It was big sad. We've gone 8 years now without any sort of performance, any sort of new music besides like collaborations with like The Weeknd and things like that. There hasn't been a solo Daft Punk album since 2013, so it's like I guess there's been a drought of new music, but it's
I guess it's like they haven't just been making. Maybe they're just like, you know what, let's just not do anymore.
Yeah, it does make me wonder. Like Hula brought it up in the Discord. He said he wondered why they waited 8 years to not have, anything going on. Then, nothing new came out from them. He wondered why they waited 8 years.
Because it is a long time.
Announce it. It is a long time to sort of just be sitting in the shadows and doing nothing. But, again, that's very Daft Punk.
Right.
Like, they are very mysterious. They are very quiet. They sort of just, do their own thing and stuff like that. And there was also like, there's always rumors that they're going to be releasing new music and stuff. But there was rumors I saw at the end of last year that 2021 was going to be the year for a new album or something like that. I never believe these rumors because I never like to get my hopes up.
Yeah.
But when Hula brought it up, it did make you speculate. I was like, I wonder if they were working on something and then they've had sort of a falling out with a record label or something like that, for something to go wrong. And then they've decided, you know what? That's it. I really don't sort of want to have to deal with any of the music business anymore. We're done. That was one thought that did come to my mind, but who knows how true it's going to be.
Yeah.
The other thing is as well, they never do interviews. Like they're very scarce. Like if you look up Daft Punk interviews, they've done a handful of them. Like they're very reclusive, very secretive, stuff like that. So this news of them, splitting up or, disbanding or just not making music under Daft Punk anymore did make me wonder if they are going to do any, interviews after the fact to sort of explain
probably
maybe
not
why
right?
they've stopped or yes, that's the thing. I don't know. Like
I feel like if they're like normally not very talkative about their things and I just don't think they'd change that now. I think that's how they end the legacy of Daft Punk.
Yeah. Which, having said that, they had a fucking epic legacy. Like,
I mean, their music still will be here and people will still be listening to it because it truly
is. The thing is, at the moment, I tried listening to some on the way home from work today. I couldn't. I had to change it. I was like, it's going to take me a while until I think I can get back into listening to them properly just because it's too sad. Like, I'm 23 now and last time they toured, they've only ever toured once since I was born. They toured in 1997 and stuff like that.
So you're very
they
young.
called it Alive, I wasn't born there. No, I was born in 1998. So I wasn't around when they did their very first tour, and I think it was only like 3 stops or something like that. It was very scarce. They then did a global tour in 2007, and I was born then, but I was only 9 years old.
Right, okay.
I would have been, I think. Way too young to go. It's an 18 plus show. My parents, no way my parents would have taken me to like a dance or a rave thing. No way. But yeah, that was the only time that they've ever played in Sydney. And I'm now 23 and I still haven't seen them and will never see them perform live now.
Yeah.
Which is the absolute heartbreak.
Yeah.
Because the amount of times that I have listened to the Alive 2007 album, insane. Like, that thing has been rinsed. If I had a record of that, like a physical record,
it'd be broken.
It'd be ruined.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh man.
And they did also, like, when they released Ram, which is their latest album that came, well, latest I say, but it came out in 2013.
Yeah.
They had the official launch party for it was in a country town in New South Wales called Weewa. And I wanted to go,
Weewa?
but luckily it's called Weewa. Literally never heard of the town in my life until then. But I really wanted to go, but it was like a 9-hour drive. I couldn't drive. And then that weekend too, there was a bushfire that blocked off a bunch of the roads to get into Weewa and things like that. So I probably wouldn't have even been able to get in because there just would have been made too many detours. They weren't even there. I just wanted to go. No, they weren't even there. Like, it was just
that
the official launch party.
Upsetting if you drove that 9 hours and they weren't even there.
Yeah.
Like, if they were there, worth.
Worth. Yeah, I would have risked my life and ran through the fire to go to them. But, luckily I didn't. But yeah, that was that's the sad topic for this week. That's the depressing topic. Did you want to go on to our second last topic for today's episode?
So we're gonna talk
another thing near and dear to my heart.
Another raammo topic. It's the new Spider-Man movie, but basically Tom Holland.
We've known this Spider-Man movie's coming.
Yes,
we know it's coming.
Yes,
we just didn't know, when or where or why or go on.
Yeah. So Tom Holland announces the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Phone Home. Fine. But then Zendaya...
Big excitement.
Zendaya also announces the movie, but it's called Spider-Man Home Slice. Odd.
All right, I can dig it. I can dig it. Yeah, I like it.
And then Jacob Batalon?
Yeah, let's say that.
Announces that it'll be called Spider-Man Home Wrecker. So what the hell is going on? Does this mean there are these are the 3 next Spider-Man movies?
See, that's what I want. That's what I speculated before. I told Jenz, I was like, look,
that's a lot.
I saw this Tom Holland thing, and I was like, oh, okay, new Spider-Man stuff. Makes me slightly happier after the depressing news that Daft Punk put up. New Spider-Man stuff, I'm slightly happier now. But then I go on Reddit and I also saw that Zendaya and Jacob had posted conflicting news, and I was like, are they just memeing us? Are they just like, are they just playing with our emotions again? Like, come on, guys, it's not the week for that for me to play with my emotions,
I'm like,
but what I said was, I was like, did they just super secretly announce that there's going to be 2 additional Spider-Man movies that are already named and titled, but they're announcing them under the guise of a meme to sort of, throw us left field, I guess. Thoughts, Jenz?
So it can either be that, yes, there are going to be 3 Spider-Man movies coming up, and these are the titles.
Yeah.
Or could it be like 1 Spider-Man movie, but like different, like something happens and there's different realities?
See, that's one thing that I did see as well in the Reddit thread, was people were like, what if this is like a like an alternate universe type thing?
Because this could also relate to the whole WandaVision thing.
Hang on, you keep going with that. I'm gonna pull it up the thing again.
Okay.
Because I had some other things that I want to try and pull from, but
like I haven't looked it up. I honestly didn't know they were all different titles, because I looked at Tom Holland's on Instagram. I was like, cool. I don't like, that's not really news. Great, because we already knew there was a Spider-Man coming out. I hadn't seen the other ones, so I was like, what's the big deal? It's Spider-Man Phone Home. But then I realized they're all different.
Yeah.
And they're all different colored, which could be a sign of something.
Well, here we go. Yeah, this is the thing that I wanted to push on. So Reddit user Triple Trouble 1979 has replied to a couple of people in this thread.
Yeah.
We'll put up the 3 images behind us that Tom, Zendanya, and Jacob tweeted or posted on Instagram and stuff like that. And you'll notice that they're all different colors. They all have the same exact style of like the other titles that they've used in the past. For the other 2 Spider-Man movies in the MCU. But the colors are all different. And so Triple Trouble 1979 speculated that the image that Tom posted,
that's the green
Spider-Man
one,
text
right?
is green.
Yeah.
Is there. The Spider-Man text is green, which, it's, what was the Tom Holland one was called?
Phone Home.
What was it? Phone Home, yeah. So Phone Home is like, this is all very speculative as well, let me just add. But Phone Home is a very popular, reference from like E.T. and things like that. So, aliens. Triple Trouble recommends that the Green Goblin, looks like an alien, might want to phone home. They might make him a Skrull or something like that in this sort of MCU playthrough.
The green reminded me of Goblin, so...
And so I'm like, okay, Triple, you sort of got me going here. You reeling me in a little bit. And then he also goes on to say that the one that, was it Zendaya? No, Jacob posted the grey one, so that the text in Spider-Man is grey with a little bit of red and blue behind it. And it's called, he titled it Homewrecker. He initially thought it could have been Rhino, because Rhino's suit is all grey and whatnot. But then he also went on to say that Vulture was a homewrecker. So he's speculating, if you follow me along here, he's speculating Green Goblin and Vulture, they start to build the Sinister Six. There's also news that in Spider-Man 3, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire's going to be in it, and so is Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Yeah, there's speculation. There's no hard news yet.
Andrew Garfield, please. No.
Tom Holland did tweet or post to Instagram a couple of weeks ago, like an interview that he did where he was like, no, look, they're not in it. Like, stop, guys, please. Haha. No one believes you. All right? No one believes you. We know they're going to be in the movie, all right? And also, having said that, the Doc Ock that was in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man is apparently coming back. Or maybe either the Doc Ock or the Green Goblin. I can't remember which one. But, one of them are coming back. And then also Electro, Jamie Foxx's Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield is supposedly also coming back, which would round out our Sinister Six.
Right.
So that's like, like I said at the start, this is all very speculative. There's no actual hard news. I just like speculating on things and getting myself excited for no good reason.
We could just be overthinking this, and everyone from Marvel's just
that's probably it too.
What?
That's probably it. Look at these idiots speculating about things. Like,
it makes the money go up, so...
It does, yeah. You've already got my ticket, Marvel.
Yeah.
So,
look,
you're doing your job.
Either way, if there's 3 movies, if there's one, whatever
I'm excited either way.
We're gonna watch it, so it's fine.
100%. Oh my god. I need to get my Marvel. I have, for those that don't know, I have specific a pair of Marvel Vans that I wear to every Marvel movie that I see in the cinema. I haven't worn them in like 2 years.
Hoodie,
and the Marvel hoodie,
hoodie.
and the Marvel hoodie, yeah. I haven't worn them in like 2 years, just for the fact that there hasn't been a Marvel movie come out in about 2 or 3 years now, because the Black Widow movie got pushed back. So it's like, haven't been able to pull them out yet, but soon.
But at least
soon, hopefully.
WandaVision is keeping us nice and
my god,
moist.
Good segue, Jenz.
I know.
Good segue, bro. Moist. Hang on.
Well,
whoa, hang on.
It's the opposite of a drought. Are
we continuing? All right. Okay. Yeah. I see.
See, it's fine. No, we're not talking about Lady Dimitrescu.
Again, I was going to say, do you want to bring up that topic again? I'm excited now.
So yes, episode 7 has happened.
Hang on.
What?
Spoiler warning for the listeners.
Oh.
We're going to go into details about the episode. So if you guys haven't seen episode 7 of WandaVision yet,
goodbye.
Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. Bye-bye.
Go watch it, please.
Please go watch it. come back in 35 minutes and then listen again.
Yes. We'll put we might include timestamps in this. So
yeah, I've been going back and timestamping all of the old episodes and things as well. So if you guys want to like just skip to something, or if you want to go back to a point that you know didn't listen to or something, just go down to the description and you know hit the time link and you'll zip back and forth to wherever you need to.
But like, why the hell would you do that? You listen to everything, right? Every minute of it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
So yes, this
episode 7.
This
was crazy. This was crazy.
I think it wasn't a lot of people's favorites because of the way they did it.
Yeah, I can understand why, but like this was another bombshell episode, I feel. Like, I mean, bombshell with a capital B.
I mean, I liked it because I love Modern Family, so I was fine with it.
Yeah, the stylization of the episode was outstanding. I thought
they nailed
it. So you know, obviously for those that have seen it and that are listening, you know, it was sort of a mockumentary style episode. And for those that haven't seen Modern Family is basically just a mockumentary sort of, you know, TV show that follows, I think, is it 4 families or 3 families?
3 families.
They follow 3, or they're all part of the same family, but 3 separate sort of, you know, strains of that family.
So like the brother side,
they sort of
the parents, and then
but they follow them around to the day-to-day life and things like that, and they get little, you know, snippets of information, sort of a comedic sort of way.
Yeah.
And so they did that for this episode, which, like Jen's, I love Modern Family. I know it's not everyone's favorite TV show, but it's just real fun to watch. It's a casual TV show.
Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, it was so good. And then I don't think you're gonna, unless Steven maybe told you about it, but did you know where the intro song came from? Jen?
You know what?
Where the intro song came from?
I didn't.
You know where it came from?
Because
no.
Actually, Baja was like,
come on.
"Is this Modern Family?" I was like, "No, this isn't Modern Family. No, I don't know what this is."
It's The Office. They did it. It's honestly, The Office, the US version, though, not that weird UK version.
Wait.
The US version is like my favorite TV show.
You do not stop talking about it.
I love that show so much. Yeah, I could not. When they did that intro, I was like, oh, you're kidding. It's like tone for tone the intro to The Office. It was so good. Yeah. From then on, I was already like, I'm invested.
Yeah.
Like, I'm invested in the episode.
I wonder what the next one's going to be, because we're kind of at, what, 2000s?
They've got 2 more episodes left.
Like, no.
So that would have been early 2000s. Oh, that would have been... Yeah, that would have been right before 2010s, I feel.
Yeah,
It could have been... I don't know when Modern Family first aired, but I think it would have been like, 2008, 2009 or something.
So I guess they're going to do...
So I feel like it's right before 2010s.
Yeah.
But, these episodes are... first episode date was September 2009.
Okay.
So the next episode, I'm thinking...
What's 2010?
Thinking could be Big Bang Theory style or something like that.
Big Bang would be a good one.
Like, or that sort of type of TV show, because I feel like for the 2010s onwards, I feel like that would be the biggest TV show of the decade. I want to say, in terms of that would suit the style of WandaVision, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only thing that comes to mind. I'm trying to think of other TV shows that would have come out, post 2010, but I can't think of anything that would suit it other than Big Bang Theory, I feel.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah.
And then maybe in 2011, they'll just go like, I don't know if they ever go serious or if it's all.
Well, that's the thing as well, is we've only got 2 episodes left, so. And I'm just going to jump to the big spoiler. We found out that Agatha was who we speculated sort of a little bit, and she turned. What's her name? Why don't we write this down?
Agatha.
Why don't we write this down?
It's
Agatha Harkness,
yes,
or whatever it is. Yeah, Agatha. We found out that Agatha is Agatha Harkness.
No, it's Agnes. It's from Agnes.
Agnes
to Agatha
is Agatha Harkness. Yes, thank you. Sorry, where was my train of thought now? So we jump right to the end. We found out that she was Agatha Harkness.
Are you going to talk about the book?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
We're going to lead them on a little bit.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't know either now. Now that I was trying to think of her name, now I've lost my train of thought.
Witch.
Oh, she was a witch. Yeah, we found out that she was a witch.
She's a witch in the Marvel comics.
And yeah, she's a witch in the Marvel comics. And she was also playing... She was the one that was, sort of, I guess, changing reality, I want to say. Or forcing Wanda to change reality. Or, she just had a massive influence. We don't find out how much the influence she had was.
Yeah.
But we find out that she is a very key player in everything that has been happening in Westview.
Yes.
Everything. So I feel like, that's what I was going to say, is the next 2 episodes, I feel like they might even just drop the sitcom part and just go straight to traditional Marvel, like, sort of drama action,
I think
comedy type big thing. Also because I think the next 2 episodes are going to be slightly longer than the others. I did say that last week and I was wrong.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Take that with a grain of salt, but yeah, they might just scrap it and sort of, because it is getting down to sort of the, I guess the final part of it. It's, getting down to the gritty nature of everything. I feel like they might just scrap it. But yes, the book that Jen's mentioned a couple of minutes ago.
Well, I'll go back a little bit in the episode where there was a commercial.
Sorry, yeah, I skipped a whole bunch of shit.
It's fine. We're gonna be all over the shop. So yeah, there's a commercial,
yes.
for like, is it an antidepressant?
It was an antidepressant called Nexus.
Yes,
they said,
and I this means
brand
something. I just do not know what it is. I don't know what the word Nexus is.
Yeah.
And so looking it up. And this is, I don't know if you want any speculations, but this whole section's about it. But
well, that's it. A lot of this, until we find out.
Yes, it's all speculation.
In the future of Marvel, all of this stuff is going to be speculative and whatnot. So it's like, take it or leave it, take it with a big grain of salt, I guess. But it's,
So yeah,
I
Nexus in the Marvel comics is a loaded It means opening doors to many realities of the multiverse, which could imply...
Witch, nice.
She's
a witch, I get it, yeah, nice. Sorry.
It could imply a connection to Doctor Strange
it has
the multiverse of madness.
And that's where the book...
And that's where the book... You go about the book, go!
Okay, so...
TikTok.
I leave work this morning. For some reason, I opened TikTok instead of listening to my normal music.
What do you mean some reason?
Depressed Daft
You're
Punk
always
thing.
on TikTok, let's be real.
Well, Depressed Daft Punk. I'm not listening to the music, like, so I was like, let's open TikTok. That'll cheer me up a little bit. I'm just swiping, find a video that has 9.3 million 9.3 thousand, 930,000.
There you go.
930,000 likes at the time that I was walking home. It now, when I checked just before to show Jen's, has 1 million likes. Insane. And it was just some guy that was going through on Disney Plus and watching all of, the Marvel TV shows and Marvel movies in order and whatnot.
Yeah.
And he comes up to the Doctor Strange movie. And in a scene in Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange or Doctor Strange goes to the library with Wong, to get some books to study the sort of mystical arts and whatnot. And he asks Wong what the books were that were sort of behind the counter, behind lock and key. And Wong's like, oh, we don't really use those, I guess, anymore. I think they were for more dark arts and things. But if you freeze frame it at a certain time, and I can show the clip sort of behind us, I guess, as best I can without copyright infringement. I might flip it or something.
Or we could just link it.
We can just link it down below, I guess, too, yeah. But he freeze frames it at a certain section, and there is a book. I'm going to show it to the camera here. I don't know how well it's going to go. But there is a book that's missing. And at the end of the, episode 7 of WandaVision last week, Agatha Harkness has a book that looks very, very, very similar to the books that are in the, in the library, in the Doctor Strange universe and whatnot. And so that led me to believe that Doctor Stephen Strange, could potentially make an appearance in one of the last 2 episodes and sort of either help Wanda fight off Agatha, and then, or, something happens and Agatha opens up a bunch of realities and things like that, and then Wanda and Doctor Strange go into the movie, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and sort of have to tie up all the loose ends that she creates.
Oh my God.
Or something like that.
And then Spider-Man will come in, and then we'll do phone home, home slice, home wrecker.
Yes. Oh, see what I mean?
Oh my God.
Now the juices are flowing, gents. Now the juices are flowing.
Bro, if I see Cumberbatch, I'm a scream.
Yeah.
I love Cumberbatch.
Yep. Oh, mate, Cumberbun.
I love Doctor Strange.
He's honestly, I think I've told you before, but when I saw the first photos of him being cast as Doctor Strange, it was uncanny how much he looked like the comic book version of
He's perfect.
Doctor Strange. Uncanny. I'll put a side-by-side up on the YouTube video. It is fucking ridiculous how much he looks identical to the comic book version. Spookily similar. So yeah, I'm
so excited.
Very excited for the next 2 episodes, because Wanda is obviously going to have a major part for the next phase of the MCU and stuff like that. A major part. And this is going to be the turning stone for it all, I feel. These last 2 episodes are going to...
They're going to knock your socks, your pants, everything.
Yep. I'm wearing marble pajama pants right now. They're going to be gone. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so excited I can throw up.
2 more days, Jenz, until we get the next episode. 2 more days, and then 7 days after that. Not long now. And then there's a week break, and then we get Falcon and Winter Soldier right back into the action.
Just so much shit.
Right back into the action. Yeah. So I don't know what we're going to do for that random week in the middle between the 2 TV shows. What we're going to, talk about, I guess.
I mean, we can talk about our thoughts on the
someone
finale.
Did recommend we do we could do that, but that's right, because that would fit into the week.
Because it would fit into the week.
Yeah, it would fit into the week. You're right. Yeah. I guess we'll do that then, yeah. I guess we'll do that. But that's it. That's all we have to speculate on in this week's episode of Hello Hello the podcast.
Oh my God. I just want to... I need it now.
I need it now, yeah. Kevin, email me, bro. I won't share it with anyone, I promise. Just email me. I'll put it down below. But yeah, so is there anything else you want to talk about this week, Jenz, before we wrap up, I guess?
No, we have a new video up that, it's not new.
Yes.
In a couple of days now, but
by the time you hear this, it'll have been up for about a week or so.
Yeah, but we have a video up on the YouTube. And yeah, I guess if you guys are still enjoying this, make sure to like, rate, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your parents.
We're close to 100 subs now, Jenz.
Huh?
We're close to 100 subs. We're at 82 at the time of recording. We're at 82 subs. I want to see if we can get 100.
If we can get 100, we can get hello as the URL.
Yes. By the time that WandaVision finishes in 2 weeks now, I want to see if we can make 100.
Push.
I feel like that's very doable. So
we'll see.
We'll see, yeah. We'll let you know in the midweek, that middle ground week where we talk about the finale. We'll let you know what we're at. But yeah, I think that's going to be us for it this week. So thank you guys for watching and listening. Like Jen said, like, subscribe, tweet, follow, all that jazz. And then we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Wait 5 more seconds.